What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 48 and the final episode of this second season here at Atalanta. And today, the Europa League final. And we are also going to take a look at how the squad have been doing, kind of an end of season kind of recap type of thing. We are going to try and do the Europa League final all the way through. I say try because I've been sneezing like crazy. Allergies this year have been driving me nuts. So I'm hoping I can get through it, you know, in one big fell swoop. But, you know, we'll have to see. Obviously, if there are cuts, then I didn't. But I'm going to show as much of this game live as I can. And then afterwards, we're going to take a look at how everybody did this year, how everyone's grown, you know, how we did in Serie A now that that's done. You know, and just, you know, our usual end of season stuff. We'll take a look at the transfers that are set to come, or what we're going to try and do in the transfer window. As well, take a look at some of the youth prospects we have. We are probably done collecting youth. What we have in the academy is probably it. Not because of anything in particular, other than the fact that growing players in this game is kind of all the same. So, I mean, in theory, you could be in the bottom league of anything and get, you know, your typical 94s in, and they'll all end up as world beaters, even though that it's not as realistic. So I don't want to collect 50 million youth players and, you know, hold on to it that way. But here we are in the final. Monaco get here by beating Lyon. We get here by beating Lazio. And it is a one-off here as we try and lift another bit of silverware. And I say another bit, we haven't won any silverware yet. So this will technically be our first bit of silverware, and we could have been in right off the bat. But yes, obviously a huge chance for silverware. We're getting a little bit better, but we haven't, you know, last year in the league we did poorly. This year we did finish third, I believe. And then, you know, Europa League, here we are. But there's space here, and it's Mandragora in on goal. And Mandragora, and he's finished it. An early 1-0 lead. I love the nets. Where are we? That's a lovely finish from Mandragora. They just opened the space up. You can't give the ball away. But, yeah, this should be our first piece of silverware. Coppa Nazionale knocked out in the quarterfinal this year, semifinal last year to Torino. Look at all that space. That's what happens when you give the ball away. Right back and moved up the pitch. Center backs get moved over. Mandragora continues his run, and on 6 minutes we lead 1-0. Kind of interested to see what this Monaco squad kind of looks like. That's McTominay there, Christensen, Goetze, Ben Yedder. Kind of like what you may think a team would look like here, though McTominay I don't think would be leaving United. There's Luke Shaw as well, but kind of like these players that, one, you could either grow and make money off of, or two, players that look like they're going to be leaving their teams and you can collect for cheap. That's Torreira. That's a pretty good signing too as well. But Osimhen's in on goal here early, and it's Zagadou and Osimhen, heavy touch, and Osimhen's got it got through, but Osimhen tripped up. But Zagadou's on the team as well. It's as we've said, a very typical looking Monaco side. Though I believe one or two of these are probably not realistic. Torreira's just not playing too much for Arsenal. You never know. They could move him on. And then McTominay is probably not the most unrealistic one. As that comes to Draxler. And I've stepped inside. An excellent take from Draxler. It's 2-0. What a goal. And could we be on our way already? They've been poor to start here, Monaco. 2-0. And look at this take inside from Draxler here. Fake shot, slips in, extra touch, loses Zagadou as he drags with Osimhen. It's an excellent finish. No chance for the goalkeeper. And we are strolling already here. I'm not sure where we are, as I've said. But 2-0 to start. And hopefully we can keep this up. They've done poorly to begin with. Sanchez almost plays it through a couple times there, but Torreira in a good spot. Here comes Torreira now. Can we get a touch on here? We can win it. Mandragora doing well as that gets slipped through, and there's plenty of space again. They're bringing men forward here. And that gets clipped in. Osimhen, oh, he's hit the post, and oh, he went to tap that back in, Coutinho. That was an incredible block on the line there. But at the moment, they cannot get anything rolling. And we are definitely ripping apart their back line at the moment. That gets pushed out wide to Galeno. And Galeno can slip it in. Wanted to slip it to Osimhen, who was a bit wide there. Ball ricochets around and ends up in the goalkeeper's hands. But a very good start from us. They've barely had a sniff so far. We keep winning the second ball. As soon as I say that, by the way, we do lose that, or as I was saying it. They're just moving it around the back, and our press is causing them a lot of trouble so far. Zagadou tries to go up this line here. Here's Luke Shaw. McTominay. Can't quite get it to Luke Shaw. Two United teammates, of course. Mandragora does well to step around that challenge. And everybody's just kind of getting bumped here, and that's a poor giveaway. And it comes into Draxler, who has a shot, and it takes a deflection and goes right to the goalkeeper. But we're a half hour gone, and Monaco have barely left our half. Are they about to leave it right now? Oh, a couple of touches there, and I've stepped in front, but the pass came late. Here's Goetze. Can he find a route in? There was a couple players making runs in the middle there, and Goetze had his back turned to him, couldn't find him. And there's players moving forward here, and it comes out to Coutinho. Coutinho takes it in stride, steps inside here, and Coutinho's going to go for goal, and wide. You could tell as the goalkeeper kind of just fell down over there. And it wasn't meant to be. I think it's clipped out wide here, or forward, out wide, forward. Tavares, he is such a good player. He has turned into an absolute rock star at right back. May not be the flashiest, but he can defend. As Coutinho does so well here. And Coutinho steps inside. Coutinho, it's a good save, and it's headed down by Zagadou. Osimhen's going to collect it in the box. Here's Sanchez. Gets it out to Coutinho with a great turn, and Coutinho goes for goal, and a decent save by Lecomte. Lecomte? Definitely French sounding. I'm not sure though. As that gets pushed out wide. Here's Coutinho now. Steps inside. One more. Draxler slips it back to Coutinho, and he kind of just stopped moving there. And it's just cleared away, and we're going to come right back at them. Absolutely one-sided this first half of this final so far. As Galeno's in space, has a shot, and that takes a deflection and goes out. We have a minute here. Can we grab something late in the half to really show our dominance on the scoreboard? Simicon here. Great turn. He finds Sanchez, and oh my god, that's gone in. Oh my god, that's gone in. No way that's gone in. Goalkeeper just stood there like it was going over. Sanchez takes a hit, takes a massive deflection, and look at that. He just doesn't jump. He just doesn't go for it. I don't know if he thinks it's going over or what. Huge deflection, straight up in the air, and it drops under the bar, behind the goalkeeper, and it's the third. And to be completely frank, we've been that dominant. There's something about finals where we put, on this channel in general, where we put up huge numbers, huge score lines there, but that goal at the end, absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know. I've never seen anything like that. He just stood there. There was definitely space, and he definitely, surely if he jumped, he could have just gotten a tip on that, right? Surely. Unbelievable. Headed out wide here to Draxler. Can we start the second half the way we ended the first? No, because Coutinho backheeled that backward instead of into his path. Bit of space here for Goetze. Here's Luke Shaw. And they're racing forward here. There's a couple of men. Here's Goetze. Too much time. You had all the space in the world to kind of get a pass in there. As Sanchez keeps his run up there, and it comes to Draxler. Can Draxler get away? He can. He can get it to Coutinho. Coutinho! What a goal! In off the bar. Game over. We are going to win our first piece of silverware here. Last game of the second season. Coutinho, what a strike. And we've been waiting for one of those Coutinho stunners, and it's come in the Europa League final. Excellent ball back, and he has just smashed that. No chance for the goalkeeper. In off the bar. Look at that hit. Brilliantly struck. The added aesthetic going off the bar. as my nose is starting to bug me just a little bit, but 4-0 the score here, and Monaco have not shown up in a final nonetheless. He gets pushed out wide. It's Aguilar out here. Casace trying to cover. He's turned into a really good fullback as well. Maybe not, you know, on the level per se of Tavares just yet. But Tavares is just incredibly good as Monaco look for their first shot of the game. It's Ben Yedder, but Simicon and Tavares kind of muscle him off the ball, and we can break really quickly here, and Coutinho making a really good run, and that ball is what I wanted first time through. As Coutinho steps inside, and Coutinho, what a save! I thought that found the corner. We're going to make a couple of subs here, a couple of tired legs. Who do we want to bring on? We'll bring Atarin on. Malinovsky will bring on. He scored a goal the other day against Lazio. Was it yesterday or the day before? Freaking rocket off his foot, Malinovsky. If you haven't seen that goal, go check it out. It's against Lazio to level it up. He made the score 2-2. But, absolute stunner that. That gets clipped in on the corner and cleared away. We are going to have the ability to recycle. And here's Sanchez. It's a good turn in here. Can he get that ball out? Atarin, not quite. That's just cleared up the pitch, and they've been doing that a lot today, kind of just letting us have it. And obviously the scoreline shows that that's not been a great idea, though. Diaz with a poor touch. Here's Ben Yedder on it now. Poor touch. Or not a poor touch, a poor pass, really. It's Malinovsky. Gets it to Osimhen. Osimhen kind of snuck his way around that guy. Couldn't quite find the way through. Here's Ben Yedder. He's a pretty good player, Ben Yedder. Oh, he's just kind of snuck right through the front, but Tavares gets a touch. Slows it down, but Ben Yedder's back in this way. We get a touch onto it. They've been poor that way. Absolutely poor in terms of going forward, getting the last pass off. Brahim's tired. He played a couple days ago. As that gets slipped into Osimhen, and he goes to the clip. What a finish. Osimhen adding some gloss to the scoreline. Look at this finish. Just clips it over the goalkeeper, doesn't he? Look at this. Oof. Goalkeeper spreads himself. I thought that might get cleared. He kicks the post instead. But look at this. Perfect timing. An excellent poked finish. Look at that. And he's come along. He's kicked the post. He's legit kicked the post. I thought the animation just kind of wasn't going to let him get there through the post, but the way that kind of happened is great. 5-0 in the final. The last final we played was with Watford. It was 6-0 over Atletico Madrid. We have a habit of ripping teams to shreds in finals, and it's come along again here. I think it's because teams in finals are normally pretty good, and they like to, you know, play a little bit more on the front foot, though Monaco haven't been that good as that cross goes right out of play. But they have the mentality, which means that every time we win the ball high up the pitch, when they give it away, there's plenty of space in behind. The fullbacks have made runs and things like that, so it normally keeps us in a really good spot in terms of, you know, counter-attacking football. Bad giveaway there. But Sanchez does win it back. And see, this is what I mean, though the pass wasn't great from Atarin. There was definitely space in behind. The left back had run all the way up the pitch. They lost it in midfield, and we had space to get in behind. It's just one of those things. We get it out wide, we can. Coutinho's a little bit tired. Slips it inside. One more. Oh, no, down the middle. Oh, he had made his run down the middle there. I've stepped off the wrong guy. Nicely done here. That gets clipped forward. Can we win it? Not quite. Here's Shaw. And look how high up the pitch he is. It's one of those things now where if we get the header out, we can move forward And now Shaw is way up the pitch, and so is the other fullback, Aguilar. And we're into Shaw's position here as that gets clipped over, and Osimhen's going to collect it. Still holds on to it. Tackled away, but... Excuse me, it's been like that the entire game, and... You cannot be doing that in a final. As Simicon, oof, what a hit. That's not Simicon, it's Osimhen. They both have blonde hair. As that header, oh wow, that's come in. He just missed it. And we wrap up this final with a 6th. Popov with it. Goalie's just missed it. And Popov heads it into the back. He's just flat missed it. What's he doing? A couple of big mistakes from the goalkeeper. Popov gets a Europa League final goal. And we are going to run away 6-0 winners here. As we collect our first piece of silverware. And not luckily, but even if we would have missed out on the top 4 in Serie A, we would have found our way into the Champions League with a win here. Malinovsky doing well when he came on. Everybody played well, obviously. 6-0. Coutinho with a stunner in there. Osimhen with his goals. Tavares, a defensive rock. Everybody a defensive rock, really. As they bounce around, I don't know who the captain is. It's Coutinho, which is odd in a way, but, you know, he'll lift it, and that'll be that. Not the person I'd pick as captain. A Liverpool fan myself, but even if he went to a new team, surely not captain material, Coutinho. But we'll deal with it. It's okay. He'll lift it. What matters is that we've got the trophy. And there it is. The blue and black confetti firing itself in the background, in behind. The Atalanta fans celebrating. Monaco fans surely left the stadium. They haven't in game, but our half of the stadium. There you are, waving flags. Excellently done as it gets lifted again. Crowd goes nuts. Monaco fans in the background. Coutinho still holding it. And there they go, making the run up to the crowd. Excellent, excellent, excellent game. As we didn't even let them have a shot. They did get a couple of times into good positions. The passes weren't good enough, and just the decision making in general just wasn't that great. But let's take a look at the squad hub, as well as what's gone on. We'll take a look first at how Serie A went, and then we'll take a look at some other big leagues before we move into our individual squad. This guy keeps asking for something, but it's not going to happen. And as you can see, Juventus, 107 points, winners. They lost one game again, and it was against us. 2 draws in there. Inter finished ahead of us by 6. They finish on 97. You can see overcoming Juventus is going to be a massive, massive challenge here. Lazio finished in that final spot, 1 point behind us. And then Napoli, another 8. Cagliari further back. Roma finishing well down the table after a really good start. You know, it happens. Who went down? Benevento, Frosinone, and Empoli go down. Genoa survive with 18 points, which is pretty wild, to say the least. You win 3 games all year long and survive. That, you know, that doesn't happen very, very often. We'll take a look at some other leagues, see who comes up as well with us. Pick competition. Here we go. Let's see the Premier League. We'll see the Champions League as well. Manchester City win the league, 4 points ahead of Liverpool. And then another 5 back is Chelsea. Then Arsenal, Spurs, United, Wolves, and Leicester. Who goes down here? Leeds, West Brom, and Cardiff with 7 points, which would be the lowest. Well, Crystal Palace on 25, well ahead as they survive. Ligue 1. Paris win, of course. They went 38-0-0. 118 goals for, 9 against. Absurd. Monaco, who made it to the Europa League final, finished 4th. I'm not sure in France that's good enough for Champions League. Unless that rule changed it, that the top 4 do get in from every league. Or any of the big leagues. I think that's how it went. If I remember it properly, we'll see. Obviously next year. Calcio B. We'll see who comes up. Lecce and Brescia, and then I believe there's a playoff for the third spot. But teams that were there last year, all of them pretty much. So that is that. Bundesliga. Bayern win the league by 13 points. They 0 losses, 32-2-0. That happens a lot in FIFA now. Dortmund second, Leipzig third, Leverkusen fourth. Anything wild? Mönchengladbach pretty far down at 7. Hamburg down, Hanover down. Tough stuff. What else we got? La Liga, right? Okay. La Liga Smart Bank is the second league. Real Madrid win the league, 1 loss, 1 draw out of 38, 109 points, 101 for, 9 against. Absurd stuff. Barcelona finish on 101. Atletico Madrid finish on 100. 3 teams there who finish with 100 points or more, which is absurd. And Valencia even finished on 96. Villarreal, Sevilla, Betis, Athletic Bilbao, Sociedad all miss out. Champions League football. Pretty wild stuff. Let's take a look at how the Champions League went before we take a look at how our team did this year, because we've had some remarkable things. I gotta get rid of this. I'll make sure of it. You're leaving. I'm sorry, pal. Standings, and then we'll check on the Champions League before we jump into how our team did. We want to see the goals and clean sheets and things like that. Coppa Nazionale, surely Juventus, yes, 3-1 winners over Inter, who finished second in the league anyway. And then the Champions League, Real Madrid at Manchester City. The final hasn't been played yet. The Super Cup was Wolves and Real Madrid. Real Madrid beat Juventus pretty handedly. Manchester City beat Barcelona pretty handedly as well. Some other teams in here. Napoli getting knocked out by Juve. Paris getting thrown away by City. Liverpool knocked out by Madrid. Atletico by Barcelona. So we have to go forward. The game is on the 29th, so we'll jump forward to the Sunday. I kind of want to see who wins that. Here we go. One more day. Stop simulation. Contracts expiring. Traore. That guy, Piccoli. I think we're going to let those expire, though I want to take one look at Traore. Keeps looking for a contract, but let's take a look at who won the Champions League. And it is Manchester City. They beat Real Madrid 2-0. So a great season for them, of course, winning the Premier League and the Champions League. Not bad, is it? So let's take a look at how our players did. Berisha, 14 appearances, 2 clean sheets. Not bad for a second-tier goalkeeper. He may be moved on because we have Moretti, who's doing pretty well out on his loan, as you can see. Carnesci as well, who's pretty decent. So we've got a couple players coming back. This lad here just getting called up as well. So, you know, we'll see. Nubel, up to 79 overall, still 24, 46 appearances, 17 clean sheets. Casace, 41 appearances, 1 assist, 15 clean sheets, up to 76 overall. The thing about the jumping in overall is that we're not really training a lot of these guys. We're just trying to get stamina up and get everybody playable on ultimate level. It's kind of difficult in that sort of direction. Ben Sabani, 26 appearances, 1 assist, 4 clean sheets. He's a good option to have. Can play center back, can play left back. Definitely someone we'd like to have. 80 overall. Simakan, up to 80 overall, plus 2 this year. 36 appearances, 2 assists, 12 clean sheets. He's coming along very, very well. Mancini with 26 appearances this year, 6 clean sheets. Can play in midfield, but we don't really play him there. Up to 80 overall as well. Sutalo, 19 appearances, 4 clean sheets, up to 76 overall. Growing pretty well, still only 21. So another option that we have, who's definitely not bad. Popov, up to 79 overall, 22 years of age, 37 appearances, 1 goal and an assist. Of course, the goal coming in the Europa League final. He also had an assist, which also came in the Europa League. 13 clean sheets, another good player. Tavares turning into an absolute great player. Still only 20, 78 overall, grown 4 overall, 38 appearances, 3 assists, 15 clean sheets. A rock at the back. Kiana Hoover, 19 years of age, 69 overall, still coming along pretty well. 6 appearances this year, 1 assist, 1 clean sheet. I'm wondering if I want to move him out or just, keep him where he is, or, maybe move Hattabor out and maybe Keanu Hoover has more opportunity at right back, kind of backing up. We'll see. He still needs to work on his stamina quite a bit. Castagne, 80 overall now. Grown 2 points this year, 25 years of age, 24 appearances, 5 goals, 3 assists, 2 clean sheets. A really good player to have around. But if we get a really good bid for him, is someone we can move on. We were getting 20-ish million. If we get, closer to 30 over the summer, we may move him on. Cunha, 18 years of age, up to 74 overall. Grown 8 points this year so far. 18 appearances, 4 assists, 3 clean sheets. This is the player I kind of want to move up ahead of Castagne. That's kind of why I'm okay with Castagne gets his bid. We can get more time to Cunha, who's coming along, very, very well. Robertson, 25 appearances, 2 goals, 10 assists, up to 80 overall. He's a pretty good player, definitely a good player to have. He's got that athleticism. He's not the toughest or anything like that, but he can definitely move around the pitch pretty well, a lot better than Malinovsky had. So having him behind Sanchez and having Malinovsky and Mandragora on one side, it's a really good combo. Malinovsky this year, though, 38 appearances, started the year as the starter, kind of fell back behind Mandragora. It's tough. He is 28, still got a couple of years in his prime here at the club, and hopefully he stays here. 4 goals, 3 assists, 38 appearances, up to 81 overall. Cabral, 3 appearances and a goal, of course, on his debut. We'll see if we can get this lad to grow quite a bit. Perez, the same, 1 appearance, 57 overall, only 16 though, so hopefully, we may move one of them out on loan. I'm not sure who yet. Who do I want? Getting the development. Perez might be the best option for that. He's 17 already, Cabral, so we might have to grow him a little bit more physically here at the club, so we'll see. Kalpani, he's upset. Does he... Yeah, well, he's on the transfer list. I'm gonna delegate renewal. He's on 6,000. We're gonna delegate renewal and see if we can. Too low? Yeah, see, I'm not going to bother then. He can go for free. That's okay. Mandragora, 42 appearances, 5 goals, 13 assists, 12 clean sheets, an absolutely brilliant player, only 23, still growing, excellent. Renato Sanchez, 83 overall, still only 23 as well, 30 appearances, he missed 2 months in there, 8 goals, 8 assists. He's just perfect for what we want on that right side of midfield, and he can continue to go that way. Maldini, 21 appearances, 7 goals, 9 assists for someone who's 67 overall is pretty absurd. He's grown a little bit this year. Excellent player to have around. He just plays so much better than what that says at 67 overall. Atarin, 39 appearances, 9 goals, 17 assists. 19 years of age. He's starting to get upset that he doesn't play week in and week out, which is sort of concerning. He's a really, really good player, but he's just not better than Draxler in that cam spot, so we'll have to see going forward. If we get a gigantic bid, we may move him on, but, you never know. Coutinho, 37 appearances, 15 goals, 13 assists, obviously. 28 years of age, moving into his prime, or in his prime now, in theory. A player we will be keeping around for a little bit. It was kind of one of those transfers that was a little bit, I don't want to say unrealistic, but strange, because Coutinho is one of those players who's been to a couple of big teams now and's kind of not found his feet. Barcelona, Bayern after leaving Liverpool, so maybe dropping down a tier of player or a team could really help him out. It definitely helped him out here. Kovalenko, 41 appearances, 10 goals, 14 assists, 78 overall. We got him for free over the summer. A proper good player, and his just intelligence on the pitch is so good. Draxler, 40 appearances, 20 goals, 18 assists, 83 overall, 27, moving into his prime, or in his prime, and should be for another couple of years, so someone we're looking forward to keeping around. We had him out on the right-hand side before we moved Atarin onto the bench and Draxler inward to make room for Galeno. It's definitely worked out. 27 appearances for Hattabor, filling in at right back. No goals or an assist or anything like that, but definitely a good player to have around. Still 27, so still has a little bit going for him here, but if we keep him around, or if we don't get a big bid, we'll keep him around. But if, you know, pretty decent sized bid comes in, what's he worth right now? 15 million. I mean, that's, if we get toward 20, 23-ish million for Hatzeboro, I'd definitely move him on. Paoletta, no appearances or anything like that. 16 years old, though, just wanted to be moved up recently. Galeno, 35 appearances, 12 goals, 19 assists, up to 81 overall. Still has plenty of room to grow, only 23. A really good player out on that right-hand side. Brahim Diaz, someone who can play on both wings, only 21, up to 79 years of age. 79 overall, 18 appearances, 5 goals, 1 assist. He came in January, of course. He may not be the starter, but he's an excellent, excellent option to have around. He's incredibly pacey. Muriel, 34 appearances, 25 goals, 16 assists. Absurd return from the 30-year-old. Still has a spot in our team, but his attributes may start to decline. As you can see, his acceleration has moved down a little bit. He's 30 now. That may become more of a problem next year. We shall see. Osimhen, 36 appearances, 50 goals, 14 assists. What more can you say? He's 22 years of age, 84 overall. I mean, that goal return. 27 appearances in Serie A, 37 goals, 8 appearances in the Europa League, 10 goals, 1 appearance in the Coppa Nazionale, a hat trick. It's absurd from him. This lad Traore, we're going to delegate renewal here. I'm going to lower this quite a bit. We'll accept that, why not? Piccoli, someone who's leaving for free, 20 years of age, but, you know, we have too many strikers here, so we'll let him continue his career somewhere else. Barrow, 18 appearances, 12 goals, 2 assists. A really good player to have as the third option. May move up into that second option as Muriel gets older and his stats kind of deplete. But we shall see going forward. Cornelius here had a really good loan out at Parma. Or a pretty good loan, I guess. For a team like Parma, I suppose. And then this lad here, Braga. 18 years old now. 59 overall. His growth needs to be a little bit better. Greco didn't make a ton of appearances. He's still only 17. 66 overall. Someone we may keep around to see if we can grow him a little bit to eventually take over for Muriel. We shall see. Silveira had a pretty good loan as well. Well, in terms of growth, so did Henriquez. They didn't play too much, but at all, really, but they've grown 5 overall each. Any other loans we've had in here? Ibanez is out at Roma, 67 overall, someone we will probably move on. Cruz, someone we were looking forward to bringing back at left back. Maybe a good option to keep around the club. We shall see. And then, of course, our goalkeepers. So, that's the team. And we're going to take a look at the first team and see if next year we go for players or who we go for. I think for me, center back may be the option. If we can move Mancini on for good price. Sutalo is still only 21, only a couple points behind Mancini here. He's quicker. Defending is just behind. I mean, we could grow him with a couple of training sessions to meet Mancini's level. We may move Mancini on and bring in a really good center back. That way we can have Simicon paired with a really good center back, and then Popov, Ben Sabani, and Sutalo can also play there. You never know. That might be a really good way to go with our money. Where else could we go with our money? I mean, we're in a spot now where the team is really, really good. And now we're kind of just nitpicking at the squad, and we're going to continue to nitpick at the squad as it goes forward. If players go out, players will come in, obviously, except for Castagna. I think Cunha is just that natural replacement. Hoover, if Hatzeboro goes out, Hoover will step into that spot. We have a lot of natural replacements here for players who would leave, so a monumental set of bids would have to come in for players here to move them on and kind of find incredible returns. I don't know. Let me know, guys, where you think our money should go. As I said, center back, I don't know where else to go with the money. I don't. I really don't. We've got some really, really good things here. We may just go for kids who can grow, some youngsters, things like that. Even then, we have a couple of those. So, I don't know. I don't know where you would think I would go with the money. Let me know. But for now, guys, we're going to end it here. Have a little bit of a think on that. But for now, that's it. I hope you folks have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. And peace.